And we have some breaking news out of college football where the CFP will be expanding to 12 teams in 2024. It'll mark 10 years since the creation of the college football playoff in 2014. Now, the first round of the new 12-team playoff will feature home games on campus or the site of the higher seeds choosing. The new system will also include first-round byes for the top 4 seeds. And let's welcome in our CBS Sports national college football writer, Dennis Dodd, to discuss this breaking news. Dennis, give us your initial impression. What are you thinking when you're hearing that the CFP is expanding to 12 teams in 2024?
First reaction is finally. 17 months after a 12-team playoff was proposed and accepted by all those that need to accept it, we're finally getting there. What the stakeholders didn't plan on is the SEC expanding to Oklahoma and Texas and ripping apart the Big 12, and then the Big 10 getting USC and UCLA from the Pac-12. That's been the biggest hang-up in this. And now the Rose Bowl, finally, last night, has relented, giving up its desire to play in that exclusive window, January 1st at 5 o'clock. The parade will go on, the game will go on, but it'll be integrated now into the playoffs. So now instead of having to wait till 2026, we get it in 2024. The participants will then have access to an extra $450 million per year from ESPN, who holds the contract for the next 3 years. And just the access for the teams that never would have gotten to be in. I mean, this year we'd probably be talking about Tulane playing for a national championship. Ohio State, Alabama, Tennessee wouldn't have to worry about getting in as they do this weekend. So it's just a win-win, and it's finally here. 2 years from now, think about on or around December 19th, 2024, we will see the beginning of a first 12-team playoff.
And Dennis, you said it, more access, more money. But beyond that, I guess, what are your expectations for the schools that are going to get in? Does this mean more opportunities for some other conferences, or do you think it's going to be more SEC, more Big Ten teams that we're seeing in this expanded playoff?
I think it'll be both. Bob Bowlesby, the old Big 12 commissioner who helped research this, present it, and mold it, actually, with 3 other stakeholders, said on November 1st of any given year, there would be 30 or 35 teams in competition. Now, I looked at that on November 1st this year. There were about 20 to 25, but still, think about that many teams having hope of playing in a national championship playoff. That will be good for the access. Will there be more, SECs and Big Tens? Absolutely. There's going to be the 6 automatic highest-ranked teams get in. That's basically your Power 5 and what has been the winner of the American Athletic Conference, as it has been right now. But then 6 open spots, you would expect multiples from the SEC and Big Ten. But look, it also opens the door for the likes of a Coastal Carolina that goes 12-0 or 12-1. And as I mentioned, this year, Tulane, Cincinnati made it into the 4-teamer last year. So it gives hope to the conferences below the SEC and Big Ten. We're kind of pulling away from everybody because there's just more spots. So it'll be more fair. I think you'll see less coaches get fired. Because they can hang a banner in any given year saying playoff participant. It's like in college basketball now. If you can get there once every 5 years or 3 years, you can save your job. So I think this is a win-win-win for college football.
All right, and Dennis, right now, kind of on the outside looking in, we have Utah 11, Washington 12, FSU 13. I know a little bit we were playing hypotheticals, but say this was happening in 2022, not 2024. Do you think these rankings would have been a little bit different, or how do you think things would have shaken out if this was happening for this season?
Well, the rankings would have been the same. What the difference is, if, say, a Utah beats a USC in a year with a 12-team playoff, the way they're ranked right now, that would be a 10-3 Utah, and would they be one of the highest-ranked 6 conferences? I think they would. Then what happens to USC? Do they have to be accounted for in the at-large pool? For a team like Purdue, probably not. If they upset Michigan Saturday, they're 8-5, 8-4, probably going to be 8-5, probably not going to get there, but it gives hope. Some of these conference championship games this weekend will be just for seeding. In fact, I think Jerry Palm agrees with me, the top 3 are probably in: Michigan, Georgia, TCU, win or lose. but the possibility of an upset in a 12-team playoff gives those winners a chance to hope to get in. So it is great. That's why it's so amazing right now.
And Dennis, one last question for you. I want to talk about the bowl structure moving forward. Give us your take on that.
Well, the 6 bowls that are in the New Year's Six right now will continue to participate. That's what was so big about the Rose Bowl's decision last night to give up that exclusivity. But unlike what the situation now where they rotate in and out of the 4-team playoff, every year they will be involved. They will either be involved in quarterfinals or semifinals because the first round is on campus. If it's not on campus and a team can't support the influx of fans, maybe it clashes with, graduation in December, then they can move to the next biggest, city to play. I think of a Clemson who maybe can't, they don't have enough hotel rooms for everybody coming in. Maybe they go to Atlanta and play, but that's a detail to be worked out. The other part of this is the quarterfinals and the semis. Those are 4 games in the quarters, 2 in the semis. Will just circulate between those 6 bowls in that first year. And I'm reading from the release right now in 24, the quarters will be played at the Fiesta Bowl, the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. That's really exciting.
All right, that is our CBS Sports national college football writer, Dennis Dodd. Breaking down that breaking news out of college football, if you're just joining us here on CBS Sports HQ, the CFP will be expanding to 12 teams in 2024. And our guys over at the Cover 3 podcast, they will, of course, be diving into this. They have their finger on the pulse for all things college football. Make sure you download and listen wherever you get your podcasts. You can also scan that QR code on your screen.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.